Hey, welcome to a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray of zoneofgenius.com and celebrityceo.com here with my co-host, Robert Kennedy III. Glad to have you here, Robert Kennedy. I hope you and your family are all well. We have a fantastic episode with you today. We're going to talk about tennis, which I know nothing of. I don't even know how to pronounce these names. Rafa Nadal. Guess he's supposed to be some famous person. I know he's famous. We're going to talk about him. And you may say, Ramon, what's that have to do with businesses? With business? Hang tight. Trust me. Robert's going to tell you. The most iconic photo ever. I'm going to talk about what's the most iconic photo in sports. See who knows that. You may ask, Ramon, what does that have to do with business? It does. Trust me. Robert's going to tell you. We have the death of Duck Dynasty patriarch, which I'm sure everybody in the world loves. And what's that have to do with business? Well, guess what? Robert's going to tell you. I've got a workshop coming up, Robert. Those who want to, if you go to aibrandworkshop.com, I'm going to bring that up in a bit. I'll reference that at the end of the show, aibrandworkshop.com. But definitely you want to check that out, aibrandworkshop.com, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But Robert, let me turn the mic to you, man. Talk to the people. What have you been doing the past 7 days? Talk about family, business. What lesson did you learn? Were you traveling? Take it and riff for a bit. Tell us all the things, and of course, introduce yourself to the people who you are. Mike is yours.
Hey y'all, what's happening? Robert Kennedy III, RK3. That's me. I am hanging out with my man Ramon Ray right here on the Rundown with Ramon and hanging out at what is it? Breakfast with Champions Clubhouse.
Right.
Yes. So yeah, I'm the president of Kinetic Communications. We are a communications training firm here based in Laurel, Maryland. We work with small business leaders, business owners, helping them to level up their voice and their video confidence so that they can generate more visibility and ultimately generate more sales. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell. What have I been up to? Man, it's been family. It's been a lot of stuff. I've had graduations this month. I was in New York with one of my 10,000 small business contracts. And so we spent
Nice.
the last week there. They had their cohort graduations. And then we went back up to New Jersey for the Memorial Day barbecue with
Nice.
family. So I, like Lainika, got in yesterday morning at like 2:30. And yeah, so I'm still catching up a little bit, but life is grand, my friend.
I love that you're here. And of course, you and I are on the East Coast time. So when you get in at 2 a.m., it's a little different.
Yeah.
Lanique getting in at 2 a.m. because she's 3 hours behind. But still, thank you for showing up. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Christina Howard, thank you for putting that link up, aibrandworkshop.com. Appreciate that, Christina. I'll reference that a bit later on in the show. And Robert, feel free. Anything you got coming up that you want to share, feel free to get that ready as well. But again, everybody, glad you're here today. Me and Robert got a lot going on. Robert's an amazing communication expert. And definitely, if you're not getting to know Robert, if you haven't worked with him, you definitely want to do that. Robert Kennedy 3 on LinkedIn, Robert Kennedy the 3, RK3.me, all the platforms. You can just search for him. But Robert Kennedy 3 is the one to go to for communication. When I say communication, Robert, I think I've said it right. If I didn't, I'm sure you'd have corrected me, or maybe you wouldn't have corrected me. You just let me say what I want to say. But you want to give your next TEDx talk? See Robert.
Because
You want to speak
I'm
better in the
so
corporate
polite.
boardroom? Thank you. See Robert. You want to speak better to your family? See Robert. But communications and how you show up and branding, and it's all how you show up. Robert can
Yeah.
guide you in some way, shape, or fashion. Is that about right, Robert? Am I getting kind of off track there?
No, you're mostly right. I don't know about the TEDx stuff, but
Okay.
yeah. Although I have hosted and MC
Fair enough.
TEDx events, I just haven't actually spoken in one yet. But if you wanted to speak in one, I'm pretty sure that we could walk through how to do it most effectively and be exciting and engaging on stage.
For those I love, Robert, I tend to give them more props than probably they want me to give. It's like if let's say if I was going to talk about Julie Loken, I would say, you know what, if you want to brand the Olympics or you just want to brand your bedroom, you want to do an event or you want to run for president, see Julie Loken. And she probably like, Ramon, wait a minute now. I
Branding your
brand for
bedroom, dude.
entrepreneurs.
I
Well,
mean,
yeah, come
yeah.
on now. Yeah, well, but let's get into the show today. Again, everybody, glad you all are here. Welcome. Hey, Chris, glad you're here today. Get into it. A few things, Robert, I wanted to cover and really get your perspective on. Before I do that, Robert, are you an argumentative type of person? And here's full context before whatever you're going to say. I don't know what you're going to say, but Here's the thing. Amelia and Chris, the host before us, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Clubhouse Breakfast with Champions. They talked about arguing, and they were more so, and Health jumped in, kind of the toxic arguing and things of this nature. But what I'm trying to get at, I am an arguer. I will
Mhm.
debate anything just for debating. If you said, Ramon, the earth is not round, no, the earth is, I want to debate that why the earth is square. That's I just love to fight. And there's certain people who can do it with me, my family, my son, me and him. We don't debate foolishness, but we'll debate about types of sales or why you should believe in God, and we do it well. We vicious, we debate. I love to troll a little bit too, and he gels with that. But there's other people in my family, Robert. It's just not safe to do it with. The moment you start something like mayonnaise is good, oh, we'll have a fight. Like people, okay, let's just stop. So just curious, your family, personal, if you get what I mean. How are you? And then just talk about that a bit.
I don't know if I would say I'm an arguer. I do love a healthy debate. My dad and I, when we all get together, we tend to get in these philosophical discussions, we call them. And it's one of those, it's funny. It's like my dad is one of those people, and I'm this way too sometimes. Um, I could be wrong, but if your argument is weak,
Yes, that's me.
I'm, I'm, I'm gonna push it to the limit. I'm gonna
Yes,
push it. I'm gonna push different perspectives. I'm gonna twist it,
yes.
turn it, flip it upside down, and just for the sake of the uh argument or the discussion, or just really twisting the topic inside and out, so it's not just a one-sided or one perspective. So I love, more so than the argument, I would say, I really like processing
Mm,
different perspectives. And so even if somebody's perspective makes sense, I'm gonna push to see if we can dig a little bit more out of that topic.
yeah. No, and I'm with you on that. I what I don't like is forgive the word, talking to the communication master here, but a stupid, give me a better word, a weak, you get the great word, a weak argument. That just
Yeah,
annoys me, Robert. I not that I won't respect you. Like for my son, I'll respect him, but like playing with him, I'd be like,
yeah,
dude, that's the best you have. You said
yeah,
the world is round because it's Encyclopedia Britannica. Oh,
yep,
I'm gonna come and destroy you now. You got to bring something better than that. So
yep.
let's pause a bit before we go on. Anybody else wanted to jump in? Hey, you may be sitting here today just enjoying the conversation with Robert Kennedy, communication specialist, founder of Kinetic Communication. Robert Kennedy 3. You can find him across all platforms. Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. No problem. You may be enjoying the conversation. We got a whole hour with you today. We got about 50 minutes to go. And Robert and I do have some key topics we're going to touch on, but I was just curious. I'm going to pause. Anybody else wanted to jump on here and give your perspective on Breakfast with Champions, the beauty of on this platform? You can unmic, say your name, and jump in. I'll pause for a minute. All right. Good. Let's keep moving forward. If anybody changes their mind again, Chris, good to see you here. Let me know. So, Robert, first topic of the day wanted to jump into was, let me get the name of these fine gentlemen here. As some of you will know, that tennis is a huge multi-billion-dollar operation. Rafa Nadal said the presence of his friends and rivals, Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and Andy Murray. Please, people, I don't need you to unmic and correct my spelling. I don't need you to tell me how it's spelled. I don't need you to tell me, Ramon, we all know you're saying it wrong. I don't need that. Robert can do that. Nobody else needs to tell me that, unless you feel you must. But he said basically the presence of his friends during a celebration of his glorious career at the French Open made an emotional Sunday evening all the more special, Robert. He said here, the Reuters item said thousands of fans, including defending men's and women's champions, Carlos so-and-so, Iga so-and-so, all the famous people, it seems, shirts before 14 times. Roland Garros was all these big words, which I'm not going to even get into. The loudest cheers came when Federer, Djokovic, and Murray stepped onto the hollowed clay court to share a few words and laughs with Nadal after the Spaniard had welled up watching a video of his greatest moment. So here's where I'm trying to take this conversation, Robert. Just when I saw this, you and I know what it's like to be great, as it were, on stage. We've received awards. I've got awards from you and organizations you've led. I'm sure you've gotten awards, Robert. We've hosted. We've been around this. There's
Mhm.
just something when you're in competition. Some people don't like that word, but I'll use it in a large way. You and I, Robert, we could say we're in competition. The world's so big, we're not. But, like speakers, okay, they're going to pick you or pick me. But there's
Yeah,
also something, Robert, when you could humble yourself and be on my stage and celebrate with me. And I know I wouldn't and have probably be on your stage and celebrate with you. There's nothing like that. And to see these grades, what 4 or 5 guys happen to be, but ladies, have their ladies tennis, just to be on the stage together and celebrate fierce competitors. They've hit so many tennis balls back and forth, crushing each other, getting the trophy, the other person slinking away quietly because you didn't win. But in this moment, they're like, we can all be together. So, Robert, when I saw that, I'm like, in business, there's winners, there's losers. That's a fact. Whether
Yeah.
it's competitively or whether they just said no to you and picked somebody you didn't know. But I like the aspect that we can get to celebrate, Robert, because as you know, in BWC, when I see here, these are my friends here. I've never met Iman in person, but she's thousands of miles away. We see each other on Twitter. I see her several times a day when I see Christina Howard. So touch on that, Robert. Anything of that spoke to you, Robert?
Yeah, I'll pull out my Ebonics for a second
Come on.
and just say game recognized game or real recognized real,
Ooh, yeah.
right? And I look at all of these athletes, they're together or they're playing each other on the court, and man, it's fierce, right? They want to win. They want to win. They want to best each other. They want to crush each other. They don't just want to win by 1 point. They want to annihilate each other on the court. But when they step back and they look at the film, and when they're hanging out in the restaurants or when they're seeing each other, they're like, hey, that was good. Pound, dap, respect, right? Because they see in the other, okay, that's what they did to up their game. That's what they did to become better at this skill set that we all love, or this sport or this activity that we all love. And so if we relate that to business, okay, who are the people in business that you admire? Who do you recognize that's at the top of their game? Who's at the top of the business game that you're like, not that you want to be like them or that you want to have their life, but what is it that they've done? What is it that they're doing that you respect, that you're like, I can learn from that, and I can use something like that to make myself and my business better. And so when you see them, you high five them. You're air quotes competitors, air quotes yeah, you're competing or you're going for the same gigs. But I'm like, I see Ramon, Ray. Yeah, we might be going for some of the same gigs, but Ramon is all love. We're hugging, we're hanging, and there's not a word of hate to each other because game recognized game.
That's right. And in fact, uplifted. But I love that Robert said so well, game recognized game. And you're so right. I mean, I can, in the speaking world, I can look at Dr. Will Moreland. I mean, like, man,
Yeah.
should I get 75 pair of shoes? Could I upgrade my speaking? I was going to buy a beard
Probably.
off of Amazon, Robert, and put it on my face and see if that helped me get more speaking. Or Dr. Delator McNeil. What a guy. I mean, bless him. He went through some heart surgery recently. He was on 75 hard. So mentioning names of people, Lisa Nichols. I'll look at her
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. I know she's going to end now. I hear the music cueing. How did she get those 4,000 people to stay in the room and be quiet and raise their hands? Things like that. So, Robert, that is so true. Game recognizes game on the BWC platform. We can admire each other how we do what we do. I have skills that Julie Loken does not have. Julie Loken
Yeah.
has skills that absolutely 1,000% for sure I don't have. It's a fact. Pastor Jeff has skills I don't have. He's coming out with his like 75th book or something like that. He's writing skills that I don't have. So my point is that look across this beautiful stage, everybody brings something to the table, Robert, that is so different. But as you said, we can compete because definitely when, President Obama and President Trump get together and have their global entrepreneurship awards and need a host. Well, Robert, I love you, brother, but I'm gonna fight hard.
I'm fighting.
Yeah. I won't do nothing nasty. Like I ain't gonna put syrup on your car seat so you can be late. But
Oh, sure.
anything.
Okay.
He said Robert was like, he took it to that level.
He
I didn't
said
know Ramon
syrup.
played like that.
Syrup on the seats, though.
So yes, Robert. When I saw that picture, just because we've worked together now for a few weeks, especially this close.
Yeah.
When I saw that picture, I don't follow tennis, but you know the names in passing from the radio or TV or things you hear, Nadal and all these greats, and I was like, it just spoke to me seeing the best of the best, how they can, like you said it best, Robert, how they can be together on the field. They want to win, they want to beat. This is how they make a living, and it just feels the emotional good because you can't be in a sport like that, Robert, if you don't have a desire to win. Like even when I do some certain things, I'm like, if you don't have some chasing you, some winning you, you probably shouldn't be in this role because I need lions. I need people who want to win. If you're like,
That's it.
I don't care if we win. No, I care. But
Yeah.
they can be friends and be together. Talk to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, I used to have some friends that I would hang out with, when I was a little bit younger, and we would have conversations about wealth or about money. And
Mm,
some people would be like, yeah, you know what? I just want to be comfortable. I want to pay my bills. I want to, and I don't know, I would glitch when I heard it. I couldn't articulate it
mm,
then because I think I was operating or walking through that inner conflict of being a PK, not having a lot of money growing up, and the whole biblical misrepresentation of the love of money is the root of all evil type deal. And so I would hear that, and I would come in my mind. I'm like, yo, I don't want to be comfortable. I want to be wealthy. I want to be rich. I want to be Abraham. I want to be
come on
I
now.
want to be
I want to be
I
Tyler
want to
Perry.
I want to have enough to do whatever the heck I want to do
Mhm.
and help everybody I want to help.
That's right.
Right? That was the conversation that was going on in my brain. So, yeah, the people that you're around, the conversations that you have, the words that you use, those all drive you. And if you are willing to maintain status quo, be regular, be average, be normal, then fine. That's the life that you live, but you'll still always be looking at those who are extraordinary or living the extraordinary life. And that's not to say that having a normal life is the worst thing in the world.
All depends
That's
on
what
what
you
you
want.
want. Yeah,
That's what you want,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
But me, no, I don't want to live an average life. I'm going to strive every day not to be comfortable, not to be normal. I want to live in the overflow. That's right, Christina Howard. I love it.
We got one. We got one, Robert. One who's joining us in the amen. And you're right, Robert. I
Yep.
think it is a choice. Scott Simons talks about this, saying it must be nice. Yes, I know you and I are both present fathers, present husbands, and with family, and doing the best we can. But I also have a
Mhm.
drive in me, and I had a. Let me see how to say this. I'm gonna skip that. I was gonna say I had a little tiff with my wife, Robert. I was gonna reveal what happened. Let me
Uh-oh.
just put it this way. I said, like, yeah, if something happens, I would put the dollar before you, and it didn't go over so well, Robert. I put my foot all in my mouth. It didn't just graze my mouth. My foot went all the way in it.
So you needed to fix that though. Here's how you fix that.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's how you fix that. Yeah, I would say, listen, it's temporary because I am so confident that our love will bring us back together, and we will enjoy the fruits of the decisions that we have both made in order to have the life that we both desire.
Are you a speechwriter for Kaylee Levitt, President Trump's? I mean, and not even in the foot was in the mouth. In fact, we went to
Yeah.
Home Depot and bought a doghouse. That's how bad it was,
Oh
Robert.
boy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to. I
Did
think.
you both go? Did she
No,
pay
no, no.
for it? I
Oh,
mean,
no, I had to
I
pay
mean,
for it. I was in it.
okay.
No heat.
I mean, she was like, dude, no, no, here we going to Home Depot. Let's go.
Exactly.
This is where you're sleeping.
I love that. I love it. Listen, everybody, this is Ramon Ray and Robert Kennedy. Definitely check out Robert Kennedy across the platforms. Robert Kennedy, president of Kinetic Communications. My name is Ramon Ray, zone of genius.com. Let me pause here. Anybody on the BWC side wanted to jump in? If not, we got a whole show for you. We prepare for this show. We got a whole show. Robert and I can do this for 90 minutes, 3 hours, 4 hours, if needed, which we won't, but we could. So let me pause and see if anybody on the BWC side wants to jump on in. All right, all right, all right. Cool, cool, cool.
Good morning, everyone.
Let's see. Hey, Iman, how are you?
Iman
Welcome,
here.
welcome.
Doing great, my friend. Well, I just wanted to ask Robert, do you have any resources for those who cannot handle their lives? Just did right now, like, because that was genius. Because no, seriously, speaking, the communication style, either in business or in in everyday life, it's just the fact that you uh, understand how human beings work, because business is just human to human at the end of the day, be it B2B or B2C. Anything that you that related to human beings requires emotional intelligence, and regardless how much AI helps us, no wonder that we still need those.
And Iman, you're cutting in and out just a little bit, but I think the thrust of your awesome comment, one, Robert, Iman was thanking you and saying you did amazing. Number two, she was echoing, kind of underlining what you said, kind of how communication is so important. And then three,
Yeah.
she said, do you have any resources? So you made it have it right now, link or something, but maybe just comment on the thought of what she was echoing of the importance of communication. And she kind of laughed when you said about spouses, that
Yeah.
got her. She was like, yeah, the spousal communications probably is one of the hardest things that we can do. Talk to me.
Yeah, that may be an idea or a business idea. I need to develop a spousal communications course or something. All right. We'll see.
I'll sell you my domain, refreshyourmarriage.com.
Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, I oh snap, refresh. Okay, let's go. Let's have that talk offline.
Mm.
So yeah, it's it is a skill set that I would recommend that we invest so much more in.
Mm.
You know, we want to invest in sales, we want to invest in business coaching, we want to invest in how to increase our ad or how to write ads better. Yeah, all of that at its core level is communication based. If you can understand how to communicate, if you can understand even further than communication, how to connect,
Mm.
then you are winning. There's a talk that I give, and one of the sound bites or statements that I say in the talk, I say communication transfers information, connection creates transformation. Right. And I'm like, listen, you can say words to people, you can give them data, and they say, yeah, that's nice. But when you truly connect with them, they move from point A to Z. They move from where they are now to where you want them to be or where they desire to be. So, how do I truly get deeper and connect? And so, yeah, if you want to get some resources, I don't remember the person's name. What was the name of the
Iman,
person that just
Iman.
Iman. So if you want to get some resources, we actually, Ramon and I just did a summit last month in April called the Amplify Voice and Video Summit. And that was about how to leverage your voice and how to leverage your voice on video to generate more sales. And so you can go to get the replays at amplifyvoiceandvideo.com. As a matter of fact, we're doing a 2-day intensive in August 27th and 28th, right here in Washington, D.C. area, spending 1 day teaching you how to leverage or how to amplify your voice with a signature talk, signature story. And then on day 2, we're going to take you into a studio and help you to create some social snippets, social content that you can use to get on more podcasts, leverage that to connect with more stage opportunities. So amplifyvoiceandvideo.com, and there's a button there that you can click to get our 2-day intensive as well.
Robert, listen, I mean, if Christina's businesses, she has like several businesses and things she's doing. If they don't pan out, Robert, we should hire Christina to be our, what do you call it? Like our caption, communication, commenting person.
Live
Isn't she
commenting
ninja?
guru. Yes.
It's amazing. The moment you say it, Robert, she's there. I have a feeling maybe you told her maybe you knew what I was going to say before I was going to say it, and you're telling her what you were going to say before you thought of it.
I
Maybe.
sent her the show notes like prior. No.
That's what it is. And she's pretending like, oh, let me do it after so I don't steal the thunder. People don't think I'm that smart. I got it. My man. Okay, got it. And Sean Chapin, thank you for being here. Sean, thanks for being here on the Rundown with Ramon. My co-host, Robert Kennedy, thanks for being here. Appreciate you, Sean, getting some great comments here on LinkedIn as we live stream across LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and our friends at smallbiztrends.com and on X as well, where me and Iman hang out as well. So again, everybody, glad you're here today. My name is Ramon Ray, zoneofgenius.com. Definitely check us out there. We got an AI brand workshop coming up, and you can see that at aibrandworkshop.com, aibrandworkshop.com. Put that here in the comments. And then I'll also show that amazing resource. Don't forget to check out what Robert's got going on, and you can see that at Amplify. Thank you, Christina. AmplifyVoiceAndVideo.com, AmplifyVoiceAndVideo.com. And it's a 2-day intensive. And those who don't know what that is, that's where you can go deeper. That's where you get really ninja and go deeper. And take the investment in yourself to a whole nother level. So if Robert's doing it, I know it's good. I know it's quality. AmplifyVoiceAndVideo.com. Get all the resources. Sign up. I'm sure the site will direct you further what to do. Again, Sean, thanks for being here today. Let's move forward, Robert. Robert, I just got to do this, Robert. I got to play our little 10-second little ditty because I did it and I forgot to do the beginning of the show. So we're going to have a little commercial break, Robert. 10 seconds because I just got to play the video. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ramon Ray with Robert Kennedy. We'll be back after 7 seconds because I just got to play it. That wasn't as fancy, Robert, as I thought. I thought it had us moving. That was a little. I must say, I was
I was
underwhelmed,
waiting
and
for
I
the
did
beat
it.
to drop,
Yeah, I
dude. I was
know.
like, okay, sorry.
See,
Yeah,
Robert,
there
this
we
is
go.
why you're the communication specialist. When I heard it, I realized, in Canva, I didn't slide it over enough where you see the thing going higher. I need to slide
Yeah.
over it more. Yeah, see, that's a little, yeah. So, anyways, everybody, again, let's keep moving on here again. Sean, we're glad you're here today. Topic number 2, Robert Kennedy. And if you peeked and you know the answer, Robert, you need to pretend like you don't know it. Now, if you
I
really
didn't
don't
peek.
know it, then I need you to pretend like you don't know it if you really honestly don't. But if you peeked and you do know it, I want you to, oh my God, what could it be? Either way, pretend you don't know it. Okay. So I'm going to ask you the question now and set it up for you. Okay. So, Robert Kennedy, what is the most iconic sports photo of all time? Take 3 guesses, whatever you want, wherever you want to take this. Most iconic
Man,
sports photo of all
I,
time.
I really don't know this.
Good. Okay.
I did not peek and I don't know this. But I'm gonna go um with Ali standing over Frazier. Thriller in Manila.
Okay. Let's skip that. What's the next one? Give another one.
Okay.
Don't give that. You give me
Um
another one.
Michael Jordan taking off from the foul line in
Great.
the dunk
So
contest.
Robert Kennedy's first pick was Michael Jordan taking off from the foul line. That's what he thinks it is. He's wrong. It is Muhammad Ali.
Oh,
I couldn't let you win, Robert. I'm sorry.
come
You
on,
spoiled the whole
man.
show. See, that's why I like Robert. You see that argument that still comes in, Robert. Like somebody gave the right answer in school. You tell the poor 3-year-old 2 + 2 don't equal 4. Back in the room. Now, Robert, you got it right. So this is the
Wow.
most iconic video of all, iconic photo of all time, and that's a good point, Sean. Jordan slam dunk, but however it's measured, I'm sure they're up there together. But it just
Yeah.
showed this picture of Muhammad Ali with this wasn't Frazier. This was another
That wasn't Frazier?
no, this
Was that Larry
was
Holmes?
Foreman.
George Foreman.
no.
That's right.
I'm gonna let Mary Lynn and Mary Lynn is this Mary Lynn. Another one. Come on,
Mhm.
guess again, Mary Lynn. I know you can do it. Don't let me down. Come
I
on.
gotta turn my face to the side now. Let's see who's on the floor. I don't
Who
know.
knows?
It's not down goes Frazier.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Y'all got to think 1965.
Ah, dude, I wasn't alive. I mean,
Joe Louis.
You
that
got the
wasn't Joe
last
Louis.
letter of the last name right. And I only know this because I saw Netflix
Sonny
documentary.
Liston?
That's it. Sonny Liston.
Oh.
Yes, exactly. So why I bring up this picture? 1, I don't know. 2, I thought it was cool. Not the picture. But again, I don't know if you do this, Robert, but I have a publication, right? So I'm in a content stream. You and I do slightly different things in this, but I'm always looking up content.
Yeah.
Point being is that when I saw this picture, the headline caught my eye, and the New York Times wrote it: "The greatest sports photo ever made turned 60." And there's a
Wow.
few things, Robert, I'd love your comment, love your thoughts on. And then again, everybody, by the way, quick pause here. My name is Ramon Ray. We are on Breakfast with Champions. Those of you watching this on live stream, those of you watching this on demand after the fact, those who may be hearing it through my podcast or the platforms, Breakfast with Champions is an amazing community for those who are alone, I would say, but that's my perspective. And I wouldn't say it's those who are alone. Let me rephrase: those who want motivation, inspiration, education, those who want to live a better life. An eclectic group of humans. We talk about from health to happiness, from family to funnels, from CRM to consistency and more, fashion to fatherhood. All the topics we cover, live programming starting at 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 a.m. New York time, Monday through Friday, and a smattering of content that I always get wrong on Saturday and Sundays. One day I'll get that right, Marilyn or Christina, but I forget the programming on the weekends. And it is for you. So definitely Clubhouse, the social audio app, is not dead. People often say, y'all still there? Yeah, we're still here. So Clubhouse, social audio app, definitely I encourage you, download the Clubhouse app. I like it. And these are my friends, the community of people here as I scroll up and down this platform. Pastor Jeff and Christina and Health and Bella and Julie and Chima and Kathy and Mary Lynn and so many others are here. Valerie, Trish, and even Ramon's here. So this is the thing for you. So Robert Kennedy, back to this picture. When I saw this picture, I think a few things came in mind for me. Yes, the Muhammad Ali story, which we can get into if you want. But my
Yeah.
thing of the day, Robert, was just the power of photo. The power of
Mm.
capturing a scene, the power of looking at history, the power of not forgetting where we came from. I was in Chick-fil-A, Robert, a few days ago as well, and I did a little story, Instagram story, Facebook story, just capturing the board. They had, I forgot the guy's name, Kathy, the the founder of Chick-fil-A, you know, had him on the board and
Oh,
showed.
I don't remember his name.
Okay, yeah, I forgot, but had him on the board and the history and what happened in the
Oh,
1960s.
Kathy. Sorry, Truett.
Truett
Kathy.
Cathy, yes, Truett Cathy. Thank
Yeah.
you, Truett Cathy. So my point is, just looking at that, I'm like, the 17-year-old, the 21-year-old who was hired today, she or he has no clue where they're at with Chick-fil-A. But that storyboard helps them give a little bit of context of where they're at.
Yeah.
So when I saw that picture, Robert, it just got me thinking of pictures are so important. I love when Facebook pops up, hey, Ramon, here's where you were 13 years ago. I think I go back with Facebook 13, 14, 15, so years, I can't remember. But go back a while. And when it shows those memories, it's like, oh, man, this happened. So, Robert, take this wherever you want to take it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love this picture, but I think I am also colored by the bias or the stories around the picture because of context or different things. So I can't look at this picture with a fresh set of eyes. If somebody looks at this with a fresh set of eyes, it's a nice picture. And they're like this guy towering over a fallen foe, and he's obviously taunting him in some way. And that's still a powerful picture. But the context around this was the second fight between Sonny Liston and Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, formerly known as Cassius Clay, had just converted to the Nation of Islam shortly before that. And it was reputed or rumored that Sonny Liston was in with some mobsters at the time. And so what people were saying, this fight lasted less than a round. It was like a minute and a half. So Ali knocks him out, and people were saying, okay, that looked like a phantom punch. He didn't really look like he hit him. And they're saying that Sonny Liston owed money to mobsters, and so he took a dive.
You're right.
So that he could collect the money really quickly. And
before he got killed.
Right, before he got killed. And so there was just so much around this. Oh, and they were saying that there was security was heightened for that fight as well, because I guess there was all of this stuff around it, and they were saying he feared retaliation from the Nation of Islam if he beat Ali. And there was a lot of story around this. Like, and I said I wasn't alive, but I know so much about this, right? So there was just so much. So with all of that in my brain, all of that context, all of that backstory, I look at this and I'm like, wow, there's just so much in that. You can see him standing over him. You kind of see the light shining down from above. There's like some angelic presence or whatever inside of that. There's a spiritual warfare aspect to this. I mean, there's so much that you can make up and create narrative around looking at this picture with and without the context.
Robert, thank you for reminding us of the context. Because if you watch something of Harlem, King of Harlem, Gangsters of Harlem on Netflix, whatever it is, it talked about that story. So thank you for providing that. You're exactly right. Now I can't look at the picture the same. I feel like now just trashing the picture. But I love it. But you're right. All that you said is so true. And Robert, you're right. Context. One person could look at a picture and cry or tear up or say, "Wow, that's beautiful." No, just that's their perspective, whether fresh eyes or that's their experience. The other person could look at it and have revulsion, like, I know that guy. Yeah, I know he's sitting on the park bench right now with a Bible in hand or with a cup of tea in hand, whatever it may be. But so Robert, wow, I love that.
The other thing,
communication specialist.
the other thing with this is it's a snapshot. It's a moment in time. And I like to look at there's kind of the main characters in pictures and videos and images, but I like to look at maybe some of the supporting or some of the non-visible things. So I'm looking at, okay, the people in the crowd and their reactions. This guy's on the floor, Muhammad Ali's taunting him, but the people down at the edge of the stage don't look particularly excited, shocked, or surprised.
Ooh.
Right. And so were they was this long after? I mean, I'm thinking if this dude's on the floor and you're at a boxing match and a knockout happens, y'all are like, whoa, hands are up, people are standing. Yeah. Right. People are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. They look unbelievably calm.
Now, unless Robert, I'm gonna take it further since you just made me do it. Unless what is the second countdown? 10 second?
Yep.
Okay. Unless it's on the 8-second countdown, like say he went down, woo, and then the audience got silent. I'm just But I think you're right. I think you're reading in this is right because you'd have still been cheering and cheering. So no, you're right. I think you see the three guys with the white shirts up there. Maybe
Yep.
they're the journalists. It looks like, yeah, because they're usually
Yep.
closest. Right in this day, there was no, anyhow, the journalists are there. It looks like, but you're right. Everybody else, you don't see the usual you'd see today, unless that was the decorum. And the other thing, Robert, about this time period, this was still, I believe, Jim Crow laws or the Civil Rights Act. All those things would have been. God, America was hot. Was a hotbed of N word was still used and
Yep.
things like this. I think people were called colored or Negro people and all that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
interesting time period as well. But that history is wow, Robert. We got to have you back on a rundown with Ramon again, Robert. You're a pretty smart guy.
Yeah, I'll be available. I'll
Thank
be
you.
available.
Thank you. But that's amazing. Hey, everybody. Again, my name is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. Definitely go to zoneofgenius.com right now. Sign up. Do not miss out. Zoneofgenius.com. Daily information, insights to help you grow your business. I have a AI brand workshop coming up as Ramon evolves and births some new things to help his community. AIbrandworkshop.com. AIbrandworkshop.com. Definitely want to check what Robert has going on. People have asked already about, hey, Robert, you talk about video, you talk about branding, you talk about these things already. I encourage you, and thank Christina, amplifyvoiceandvideo.com, amplifyvoiceandvideo.com. You want to check that out. Definitely check out what Robert's doing. Maybe you can even see replays, see some things he's done, get to know him better. And he has an amazing 2-day intensive coming up where you can develop your speech, develop your story, and learn about video and these things better. It's going to be in the Maryland area. So it's right nearby. Anybody on the East Coast, drive up, drive down, or even just fly there. So amplifyvoiceandvideo.com. My friend Robert Kennedy here co-hosting the Rundown with Ramon. And I'll put that AI thing up there. There we go. Yes, thank you again, Christina. It makes it easier. AIbrandworkshop.com, AIbrandworkshop.com. Sign up and check that out. Let me pause. Anybody wanted to join me and Robert? Any comments on any of this that we said today? Feel free to unmic, say your name.
It's Mary Lynn.
Hey,
I'm
Mary Lynn.
shocked it's not the Michael Jordan one. Only because that is an iconic photo and I get it. But I know
And you just passed under a Krispy Kreme banner. Go ahead. Your phone is cutting out a bit, Marilyn. But yeah, you were surprised it's not. And I don't know the measure they gave Marilyn. Surely the Michael Jordan photo is the most iconic photo of recent days. None of our kids would know. I mean, we know the name Muhammad Ali, many of our kids, but Robert's kids, my kids, whatever. Michael Jordan is definitely, way overstream, more popular. But maybe the New York Times measured it of all time or value, or who knows, whatever the picture was of just all time, for sure. But to your point, Marilyn, one more thing I want to say is that sometimes we forget that when we think of all time, like I'm not thinking of that Marilyn Monroe dress, blowing up over the grate or whatever it was. But if you think all time and value, maybe that still is more popular than a Taylor Swift thingamajiggy, whatever, So that's just thoughts on that. Anybody in BW? Anybody else? Marilyn, thank you.
right. I was just
Oh,
saying
please. Mike is
I
yours.
think I'm back. I was just saying because people even know the photo by the silhouette because it became a logo. That was the only thing I was adding. But
Marilyn, you're exactly right. No, you're right. There's no silhouette of this picture. I don't see it on Robert's shirt. I'm looking. I don't see it on Robert's shirt or in his shoes. But Michael Jordan stuff is probably in my house somewhere, So good point, Marilyn. Good point. Anybody else? Unmike, say your name. Join me and Robert as we continue on for about 16 more minutes in the show. All right. Another thing I'm excited about, Robert, it's a small thing, and I shouldn't proceed with that, Robert, but a Rochester live TV station, called me for the third or fourth time to be on TV. And I just wanted to share that with you, Robert, because I'm very proud of that. Like, it feels good when you don't have to pitch, but when like somebody else who you're thinking is not thinking of you, they're like, oh, we want Ramon again. So I just want to tell the people, it felt good yesterday night. Hey, Ramon, we have a 5-minute, live TV, 5-minute segment on work burnout. Can you join us again and talk about something? Because, I'm the unapologetically positive guy. And so for them to call me back, Robert, I just wanted to share that with a friend.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You're a rock star. You're a superstar.
We are sure trying. Thank you. All right. Another thought here, another image that captured me, Phil Robertson, Duck Dynasty patriarch, and I'm excited to see where Robert takes this. I love your perspective on Ali, Robert. You taught me some things that I forgot about. I was looking at it on one direction, but you brought in a beautiful another direction. So this is, most of you will know the family Duck Dynasty, some backwater hillbillies. I say that in a fun way. It says here, reading the caption, he founded the duck call business, the little whatever they call ducks. They got the little thing in their mouth and call ducks and hunt them. That became the foundation of his family's reality TV empire. Imagine that. You're just some people hunting ducks with a duck call whistle device thingamajiggy. Yes, exactly, Christine. This show's good for some people. And you're a patriarch. You build this family, have the grandkids and all this. And then one day, again, I'm going to research the story later. Somebody comes or you go to somebody and say, let's do a show. And that was, again, another multi-million-dollar show that had zillions of seasons across whatever channel it was on, called Duck Dynasty, shooting and hunting and drama and country living and all the kind of things. So it's just when I think of Robert, a patriarch, me at the age of 52, not getting any younger. Yeah, I am thinking of that, Robert. I am thinking just, and it's hard for me, Robert, because I am pretty dialed in on business. As some people may know, my daughter's going to birth a grandson soon, and many of my friends are like, "Oh my God, I can't wait!" and all this. I'm built different, and I wish I wasn't in some ways. But when I think of that, this guy had his family, simple duck calling business, multi-billion, million, whatever the stats are, show that was just a big part of America. For decades, I'm presuming, using some liberal, some far words here, but decades. And so when I just saw that, I was like, kudos to you. Whatever the politics are, I know it as in the middle of their show, or not towards the end, much in their show, Robert, it was very politically conservative and pro-Trump or pro whoever they were for. But just, you can't take that away. Family, business, multi-billion-dollar, million-dollar show. I saw their stuff one day like at Burger King and McDonald's. So thoughts on that, Robert?
Yeah, I didn't really watch the show when it was on. I mean, I knew about it, but I was also conflicted about it because, yeah, it was kind of this backwoods family. They developed this product that went crazy, but then there were also some beliefs or some statements that they made that were in direct conflict with who I am as a person. And when I say who I am as a person, I'm talking about from an ethnic and racial standpoint. And so, I'm never rejoicing when anybody passes away. But when somebody celebrates someone who is a little bit, whose statements in life were a direct hit at me, admittedly, the level of empathy that I feel is not necessarily on 10.
Robert, how you use your words is amazing, Robert. How you pack so much in, and you don't have to read too deep between the lines. Not too deep. A 4-year-old can understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Robert's like, although I never celebrate anyone dying, but their views. Remind me to call you Robert, when you want to tell somebody that, you're going to fail in life, or you're no good, or, you did hurt this little girl, but you have a way of saying it. So they know what you mean, but you keep it. That's beautiful. But no, Robert, I hear you 100%. And I didn't as well. I don't think I ever watched one of the shows. It wasn't just my type of thing, again, but millions of people did. Millions. Highest rated show. Christina's husband, highest rated show in the world. And so I didn't. And I think, to your point, everybody sees things different. And I know for me, there's things that I've been like, no, I can, again, I'm not going into politics here, but I can buy from Target, whatever you're saying they didn't do, whatever. Some people up in arms, like, no, here's this, and it affects me. So I totally get it. So, yeah. So, but noted, Robert, noted. And I love it. This is why I love having you, Robert Kennedy, as a co-host of this show. You bring a different perspective, and you can talk about anything. So it's beautiful. Everybody, again, my name is Ramon Ray. This is Breakfast with Champions, live programming starting at 4 a.m. New York time. Motivation, education, inspiration, from health to fitness to fashion to what shoes should you wear. We laugh from talking about children with autism, talking about husbands, talking about divorce, marriage, events, personal branding, and so many other things. We do it here on live programming starting at 4 a.m. New York time. Breakfast with Champions on Clubhouse. Those who are listening to the sound of my voice on the app and you're new, welcome. Those who are watching us on live stream, Robert Kennedy, my co-host here, you definitely want to check him out for all the things that he's doing. A communication aficionado, communication expert. He has an amazing program that he's been doing, which I had the privilege of being on as well, and he's extending that. Maybe it'll extend it to the Duck Dynasty, type. I said, Robert. I didn't say Duck Dynasty. Type of empire. Amplify voice and video.com. Amplify voice and video.com. You want to check out definitely what Robert Kennedy's doing, and or just check him out. The least you can do, follow him on LinkedIn, follow him there. And he's definitely an amazing, beautiful human, as you all have gotten to know him over the last several weeks on this show. My name is Ramon Ray. Definitely check me out, zoneofgenius.com. Sign up, zoneofgenius.com. More importantly, this Thursday, I have an AI brand workshop coming up. And if you want to learn how I'm using AI to build my brand as I step into more and more all things personal branding, at least this minute, definitely want to check that out, aibrandworkshop.com. And my goal one day is to grow that up enough and sell it to Robert Kennedy so he can take it on and give me a big, fat, juicy check. Anybody on the BWC side want to jump in, talk on mic, say your name, join us? If not, we have one more thing we'll jump in and we'll just touch a little bit, actually, Robert, on AI and branding and see where we go with that. But anybody else wanted to jump in on mic, say your name? And if not, no problem.
Just not to accept Duck Dynasty with Disco Duck. I love the way Robert Kennedy, the way you said that, because it was so diplomatic that I may have to put it on replay when I need to tell somebody they're racist. Okay.
Really, Mary Lynn? Really? See, now you just Mary Lynn, you just brought the, oh my God. See, Mary.
I'm sorry, but it was so good. It was so good.
But you know what? That was a communication technique, which I don't even know. Thank you so much, Sean, that you did. You heard that pause, Robert? People don't know, you and I know, but the power of a pause in comedy, the power of a power in pause in speaking, it is one of the most undervalued, underrated things you can do. Dave Chappelle did that. Yesterday, he was talking about a bit. I don't know if you saw that about Kevin Hart. You know, the whole thing, about 3-minute little bit about Kevin Hart. He went to the Kevin Hart show with his son. You know, right. One part of it, Robert, he's like, it doesn't do it justice, but you know what I'm saying. When I'm done, you can unpack it much better. But just like, you know, so blah, 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 blah. And we did it. Not like that. It's a whole. And so, Mary Lynn, what you just did, it was just blah, blah, blah. So, Robert, anything on the power of the pause? Anything on that comes to mind before, as we get ready to wrap this show up in 8 minutes?
I don't know if I have anything brilliant, but I would say, Robert, that at the beginning of the show, you talked about your wife. You probably should employ the power of the pause quite a bit in your conversations.
See, only good friends can say that. Robert, you are exactly right. As I take down this,
that's called full circle right there. Yes. We start with that,
and Robert, I know we laughing, but I receive that. I receive that. And you know what? Look, should I just tell you what happened? Should we just close the show? Let me just tell you, spread all my business.
That's on you, bro. Let's go.
Okay. See, he said, that's on me. Let's go. That's on me is like not yes or no. Let's go is a yes. That's like 1.5 saying yes.
No, okay. that's like let's do it. But if we get in trouble, it's your fault.
I really love you, Robert. This may be the best show ever, notwithstanding Lainika not being with us today. But so here's what happened, Robert. Let me just see if my wife is around, so I won't get into too much trouble. So here. We had a what's the game? You know, what would you like to do? What would you do? Who are you? Like, would you rather go butt naked in the hot sun, you know, or go dance at a Michael Jackson concert? Don't answer that, Mary Lynn. We already know the answer. So, bottom line is, here's the bottom line, Robert. I said, okay, I said that if you had a funeral, if my wife had a funeral, but I had a client engagement on the day of her funeral, and it was for a lot of money, I would skip her funeral and I would do the client engagement. That's what I said. And I said, I tried to cover it up and make it softer, Robert, and said, I hope you do the same. Like, I'm already gone. I'm dead. I'm in the box. So if there's something big happening in your life, you know, you should go do it. Don't hang out with your girlfriends and eat ice cream cone per se, and I wouldn't mind, but I'm dead. I'm gone. So it's better for you to we made like $1 million, something big, right? Get that $1 million. Heck, you can buy the funeral home, do the funeral another day, come back again, whatever you want to do. But to me, the money's more worth than the emotional high, the respect you give in that moment. We've been together for 60 years, 70 years then. So, Robert, the voice of wisdom, Judge Judy, please tell me. Again, let me just talk. I'm not going to put qualifiers. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd have probably gotten in trouble too. Dude.
Okay. But
ain't no but. I'd have gotten in trouble.
No, what was your?
My thing is like if your wife is having a funeral, chances are you in charge of that, right? I mean,
Yeah,
who
but putting that aside, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the money.
Yeah, so yeah, I would be like, listen, let me get this here coin, and then we'll run it back. Let's do it again.
That's what I'm thinking, Robert. But maybe it's an emotional thing. But I get it. She was like, the respect, I would beat yours no matter what. And I'm like, Ronnie, it's a
But here's the
$1
thing,
million
though.
check. Go ahead.
She also I'd be like, but babe, you dead. You wouldn't even know. No.
Of course.
Should I have said it that way?
Yeah, that was a little rough. But so I'm curious. By emoji, bag or funeral? B, like if you'd get the money, put money in the chat on the BWC side. Or if you'd go to the funeral, put F or funeral in the chat. M or F, whichever one you want. M for money, F for funeral. Which one would you do? Which one would you do?
That was his wife. She came in the door. She's watching the show.
That was my daughter. Which one would you do? M or F? Money or funeral? I want to hear this on the BWC side. Or put it in the chat wherever you are. You're right, Christina. You're right.
Don't
Christina.
put both of them in there. Don't put MF in there.
Please don't do that. As we get ready to close this show, which Robert forced me to end this way. Anybody? Okay, no comments yet. It could be a slight delay. People could be scared. Okay. F, I think. Oh, you voted wrong, Christina. Yeah. You voted wrong, Christina. Absolutely. Christina, you good people, but today you voted wrong. Anybody else? Would you go for the money or would you go to the funeral? $1 million on the line. Christina, out of respect. I can't. This is. Okay.
Is Christina mad at you now? I mean, I didn't see the comment yet.
No, she said out of respect. She said out of respect, she'd go to the funeral. The money will come. See, Christina has a heart of gold. I don't know. Not out of respect. Out of respect, I'd go get $1 million out of respect. See, I need a whole nother hour now. Now I'm just.
See, the thing is about the door of opportunity. It doesn't stay open forever.
Yes. All right. Nobody commented on the BWC side. That's okay. But I think most people probably would agree with us. They would have gone and got the. They would.
Robert, Ramon,
please.
You have to trust.
Oh, here we go.
That God will send that opportunity around again for you to get a chance to get that bag.
Okay, so let's go God here, right? Okay, let's go God. The children of Israel had left Egypt and they were on the way to the land of Canaan, and they got to the Red Sea, and God said, listen, I'm going to open this here Red Sea and you need to walk through. Are you telling me that if they chose not to walk through the Red Sea at that moment when it was open to them, they would have just hung out on that side and they would have experienced some other random miracle and been able to walk through the Red Sea at another time?
I guarantee you left Christina speechless. She's now saying she's sorry. Oh, Lord.
He also gave vows.
I didn't hear the response. Go ahead.
Vows. Okay. What about those marriage vows? Okay. Honor those vows. And
till death do you part. She's dead. She's dead.
Back around. It's going to come back around, Robert.
No. It's honor those marriage vows till death do you part. She's dead. Come on.
Okay, but wait till he or she gets in the ground.
No, who said that? Now we adding on. We're adding stuff on now. Wait till she gets to the funeral home. Wait till it gets to the cemetery. Till the wind up thing is all the way. Come on, you're adding stuff now.
No. We got to complete this funeral and then get the bag.
I did not read any contract.
So you
started the show as arguing, Ramon. Right? Here we go.
Christina can handle her business. I'm just sitting aside. But this shows, I think, people, it's amazing, Christina. Thank you for jumping in, Christina. It shows here perspective. Yep. It shows what's important. And I know Christina knows I hope she knows I'm an ethical, good person, as are you, Robert. But you're right. To me, the emotional side, and I'll keep my word, but depending on what it is, I'd be like, Robert, I'll be back. I'm going to get the money, Robert. Sorry, you raining. You're going to have to wait or whatever it is. You say rain out in the rain or whatever. Everybody, my name is Ramon. Right? Let's see what Iman said. And thank you, Christina. We got to have you back. Christina, you should be on the show like just to debate, man. I would take the money and do better things for more living people. Yes, but honestly, it depends on the relationship between me and who is in. No, see, Iman, you just met. I can't. You just messed it up, Iman, with the last words. Honestly, it depends on the relationship. It don't depend on the relationship. I don't care who it was. I don't care if it was Robert, his kids, me, my kids is $1 million on the line. I'm going to get the money, especially if they're already dead. They're dead. I ain't saying that my wife's in the hospital, saying they dead. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This has been the Rundown with Ramon with Robert Kennedy. You can see him across the platform, see me across the platforms as we close this live stream right on time. Robert, I love you, brother. Thanks for hanging out with me. Be blessings to your family. Blessings to you this coming week. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, bro.